All right, we're recording. Welcome back to The Dilemma. I'm Emma.
And I'm Brian. Burns.
All right, and today we're going to be talking about how sales and marketing should be working together.
Nice.
And today we are back in person, so it's going to be a fun one. Let's pull up our notes.
So let's talk a little bit about how sales and marketing should work together. We're both in sales. We work with marketing.
You work more on the sales side. I work more on the marketing side. So it's it gives a perspective of how we should be working together.
Yeah, for sure. So when we talk about marketing, what are some of the tools that we can use for marketing? Dollars bothering me. Sorry.
Some of my favorite tools for marketing are Bamboo, Sendoso, Typeform, Vidyard. So I'll kind of go into those a little bit separately. Bamboo is what we use to post on LinkedIn. So it's pre-curated posts that we can upload to our LinkedIn profile, and that allows for anyone we connect with along the process of reaching out to people to be able to constantly see our content, any new releases, any new information, webinars, etc. that we might have going on. And then Sendoso is what I use to send out gift cards. So normally I'll curate my emails to be linked to some type of survey. If they complete the survey, we'll give them a gift card, or we'll just reach out and, say we connected with someone and they spent time with us on the phone, so we want to gift them something, we'll give them a gift card. And
what's unique about Sendoso that is different than just ordering the gift cards from the vendors themselves?
Well, Sendoso, it automatically integrates with our Salesforce platform, so it's really easy to have it as a web extension. You can pop it open, it'll automatically plug in their information, and you can even click things like to verify their email or to verify their address if you're sending them a package. So it has a unique touch. It'll actually email them before the package is sent or gift is received, just to get the information accurate, so you make sure that it goes to the right person.
I'm guessing that it also allows the company to predetermine what you can send, right? What gift cards are.
Definitely. Like they'll upload, like this time of year, they just uploaded a holiday gift basket, and we had to submit 4 contacts we thought were deserving of a gift basket. We wish we could do everyone, but we're supposed to do just 4. Yeah. And so they uploaded it, and then we were able to go through, send them out. But normally it's pretty consistent. We have Amazon, Starbucks, Uber Eats. Those are pretty much the main ones I use, and Amazon and Starbucks are the ones that people normally use the most of.
So tell me about Marketo and Vidyard.
So Vidyard is a video platform, so it provides a little bit of a unique approach to reaching people. Instead of just sending an email, you can actually attach a video to your email, and what's unique about it is it's more personal. So it's just a clip, it's of whatever you want to say, and instead of going, hey Julie, we want to invite you to this event, like it takes place, be like, hey Julie, my name's Emma, I know you hear about me on the phone, like here, whatever.
So is the video just an attachment, or is it embedded in the actual email so they kind of see it?
It's embedded in the email. The only challenging thing is that with a lot of companies, they have a block. So it has to almost be like a third touch, because you have to get permission from the person to send to their email, and then sometimes it bounces because it doesn't exactly, they put up data blockers. But that one's a good one, just because, like I said, it's a unique approach and it allows for a more personable touch.
I've used that. I've used BombBomb. That's another one that does something similar. It's very similar to Vidyard. What about Bamboo?
I talked about Bamboo. It's LinkedIn. Yeah.
Okay, that's a way to do
so. The other one My other favorite one is Typeform, and that one is actually where you can curate your surveys. So normally with companies, they'll have surveys you can send out, and that's actually through Marketo, which is another one we just talked about or mentioned. And those are great. However, it's very brand heavy. And as a consumer myself, I prefer things that are kind of a lighter touch as my first approach. So as a consumer of brands, I prefer things that aren't so brand heavy when I'm being introduced to something or even wanting to buy something. Like if someone's reaching out to me, I want to know why first versus just like what they're trying to sell me or what they're trying to get out of me. So that's how my mindset when I'm reaching out to someone. And so what Typeform allows you to do is create surveys that are, it doesn't have as much of like Ceridian. It's more like, hey, like let's learn about each other. Like I want to know who you are, what your role is, like, and it doesn't have the logo everywhere. It just seems more approachable to people.
Okay.
So nice. You can do that, and you can also create like sign up pages. So right now we have a golf event we're trying to get people to register to. So I created a Typeform registration page, and that allows people to go on there, and you can curate the questions. So normally they're just trying to type in their information, and that allows them to register. But through Typeform, we're actually able to ask them unique questions like, is there anyone you want to bring? And if so, who? And what about them? Or is there someone else you want to bring? And so it's not just like everyone has to be sent from their company a separate Typeform. It's like they can do it all at once. It's very easy, and it allows me to track the data like a lot more seamlessly than if they were to go on the page and sign up.
Okay.
So I like Typeform a lot.
You've told me about Goldbelly in the past. Can you share a little bit about what Goldbelly is and how you leverage that for marketing?
Yeah, so Goldbelly is a website where we will send out like cakes, cookies. Sometimes it'll even be like meals we can send out to people. So this one is a little bit of, you want to know the person. Like it's not so much just like a gift card. These are normally things that cost like upwards of $100. It doesn't have to, but to ship such a large item, it normally does. So it's more someone in your pipeline, or say someone you see interact with your content a lot, you haven't been able to get in contact with them. I'll normally send them an email that says like, hey, like we'll provide you with free cake if you spend 15 minutes with us on the phone. Because us $100 is not that much. Yeah. Well, it's significant, but it's not as much as if they were to invest their time and money in our company and our product. So that's why we want to make sure we're careful about it, but also not stingy. You want to better them up a little bit. So this is just an extra added touch along with the others that we use to try to get in contact with people.
Nice. So what about two more tools? There's Canva and ZoomInfo. Tell us a little bit about those.
So ZoomInfo is probably one of my favorite tools, along with LinkedIn Navigator, which is not one that you mentioned, but one that allows you to find new employees and add new contacts to your database. But what ZoomInfo does is it actually pulls all the correct phone numbers, emails, and their mailing address, as well as any additional information about the company. So any new news that has come out about them, or CEO overturns or turnover. It's just like it's a good page to get all that information. It also has unique tools like Zoom University or ZoomInfo University, and it just helps you with prospecting. It has like unique courses, ones that aren't, again, so brand heavy. So it's not just Ceridian, but it's actually another platform giving you more information on how to get in touch with people and how to best utilize their platform.
Not to be confused with Zoom, which is used for making video meetings. Okay.
That's correct. But this is also another extension. It works with Salesforce, and you can pull up a name and it'll pull up their LinkedIn, their company's LinkedIn, their information, their company's information, their coworkers. It'll give you a pyramid of like who is. Now, the only problem I have is that it's not as accurate as LinkedIn. Normally people are constantly changing jobs, and so with LinkedIn, they want to make sure that their profile is up to date. On ZoomInfo, it doesn't necessarily keep track of that as much. Like the data is lacking there, but it's a great tool.
A little bit of lag.
Yeah, it's a great tool to have their phone number, because it always gets the phone number right. For some reason, it'll give you the direct line, and that's one of the most challenging parts.
It is, for sure. And LinkedIn doesn't typically have that.
Yeah, it doesn't. And then along with Typeform and Sendoso, we actually learned about Canva last week with Dylan, if you were listening to that podcast. But what Canva is unique for is normally with Typeform, it'll pop up with a screen and it'll just say Typeform on it for surveys. But what Canva allows you to do is actually like customize the page, the front page that you send out to people. You can also create cards on there. You can create mood boards like he's about to show you.
Yeah, I showed this last week. It's my vision board for the next year and beyond. Some of the things I want to do. And gosh, it took me maybe 30 minutes, but mainly that was because I was kind of working through what I wanted to put on it. But once you have the pictures and an idea of what you want to do, it's really.
And there's only one thing you can do on there. Like even for our YouTube videos, we're going to start using it so that we can create a banner, or it's actually called a
artwork for the podcast on Archer or something like that. Anchor.
Well, it's what you'll see. It's a picture you'll see when you click on our podcast episode.
Like the thumbnail.
Thank you. That was the word I was thinking of. Thumbnail. So those are the different tools like to leverage. I know that every company is a little bit different, but one piece of advice I'll give to anyone, no matter if you're a sales rep or a BDR or in marketing, is to leverage all the tools you have, because you're provided them and you don't have to pay for them. So might as well use them to your advantage.
For sure. Yeah. And not all companies offer them or provide them. So if you do have them, use them, right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so moving on. How to leverage your relationship with your business development rep. So you are a business development rep, or BDR as we call you.
Yep.
I'm a salesperson, so
But you've had BDRs in your past 2 roles, so.
I have. I've worked with in the past 3 roles, 4 roles, something like that. I've worked with business development reps, and I would say that the best things you can do, some of the key things to leverage that relationship and maximize it, is because really the business development rep is a really great resource, right? It's your own personal sort of assistant in a sense of to book appointments.
Yeah.
And do some marketing.
If they do well.
And yeah, if they're good, they can be really successful. And if they're not good, help them be good, right? So what I like to do to help them out and to develop that relationship is first start off by having weekly meetings, get an understanding, get to know each other, get an understanding of what, how they spend their time, give them some direction on how you'd like them to spend their time on your accounts, which accounts you want them to focus on, what events you have coming up, things that they can use to gain access and get appointments for you. You want to make it as easy as possible for them, because they're trying to help you. So the more you help them help you, it's a win-win for everybody, right?
Yeah.
The other thing I like to do when I have those meetings, especially in the beginning when I'm getting to know a business development rep, is understand what they're incented on. So if you're incented to book first calls, or if you're incented to not not just book the call, but they have to actually move into a sales process, then I want to make sure that I tag it that way in Salesforce, and I'm updating things so that you can get a credit for doing doing what you've done, and that you're getting recognition for booking those appointments. The other thing I'm a big fan of is empowering them, making giving them, hey, listen, these are my accounts. Here's a handful of ones that I'm already working on. I don't really want you touching them, but everything else is kind of fair game. And I don't want you to feel limited. Like, I don't want you touching my accounts. I don't want you saying the wrong thing. If we're working together the right way, and you have an idea of the kinds of things that I'm looking for you to do, then why not get in there? The worst thing you're going to do is maybe say the wrong thing, and what's the harm in that, right? Typically, you're not going to mess up anything. So I like to really empower them to, think of this as a partnership. We're working together. We both have the same goal in mind. So
to make money.
Yeah, exactly. To provide our solutions to the customers that need it, and
make money,
and ultimately make money, right?
That's a sales answer, but mine's straight facts. Like,
make sales, sell.
Help me help you. We're providing a solution, and they're paying our paycheck.
That's right. Amen. And then, I'll even, if my BDR books an appointment for me, I'll send them a gift card for Starbucks, or, something like that, to just say thank you. Even just an email saying thank you, something as simple as that. They don't get that often. And many times I'll send the email to their boss, or send it to them and copy their boss, and just let them know how much I appreciate what they've done, and how good of a job they're doing. And that can go a long way in building and developing that relationship. And then the next thing I do is, most of the time, somebody that's in a role like that is looking to get into sales, or has a desire to grow and expand their knowledge. So I will invite them on calls, and include them in, not just the first call that they booked, but maybe in discovery, maybe in a demo. Why are you looking at me like that? Well, the reason why I do that is because when you hear the questions that the customer is asking, or the prospect is asking, when you see the product and how it helps them, then when you're on the phone trying to book appointments, you have some more ammunition. You have
100%.
a broader understanding.
The reason I said that is, like, I think that's every BDR's dream, is to have you as. No, I have really awesome reps, but I just think that that's such a unique thing. Like, you don't see that a lot with reps, but that is our goal. Like, I feel like that's every BDR's goal, is to one day be a rep, or
and even if you're content doing that role, I want you to be the best at it as possible. So
it's a learning.
If sitting in on my calls will help you learn and be better at your job, why wouldn't I want that? Because you're only helping me. The better you do, the better I do.
This is right? Yeah. Like, when can we work together, buddy?
Let's do it. So that's kind of my approach to working with business development reps. I have a lot of experience, so I've done role playing with them.
Now, what if your BDR isn't performing? Not to cut you off, but, like, say they're just not, like, and they're coming to the table with nothing.
Well, I was going to say, I've even written up talk tracks and done these things, so I'll try to work with them to help develop them myself. I've been a manager. I know how to how to do the role, so I can share my experience. Another thing I've actually scheduled time to do with my current BDR is we're going to make some dials together. So
that's what my rep and I are doing. We're smiling and dialing.
Yes, we're going to get on the phone. We're going to get out our cell phones and get on a Teams meeting, and put it on speaker. And I told him I'll make the first call. So I'll make a dial and try to get an appointment, and then he'll go, and we'll go back and forth, and maybe make a competition out of it so you can get the most appointments and make it fun. And then he's able to hear not only like some of the things that I say that might be good, but maybe just hear, okay, it's not rocket science. Like Brian's not saying anything magical. And he fails sometimes too. Like he gets the phone hung up on him too. And so it's okay. It kind of takes that mystery away.
Today.
If you don't, you're not doing your job, right?
That's right. If you're not getting a hold of them.
If you haven't gotten hung up on at least once, then you're not trying hard enough. So those are some of the things that I do.
Love it. That's awesome. You're killing it. I'm gonna wrap up a BDR. I have nothing else. That is like drop the mic type of moment.
Cool. Well,
that's how to leverage a relationship with your BDR.
Boom.
And I'm done. Podcast over. Just kidding. But no, that's awesome.
So the next thing, that you can do with your BDR or with your marketing
is build up campaigns.
Is to build campaigns. And when I say a campaign, it can be as simple as the Sendoso thing, where you send out a gift card and an email that says, hey, if you'll take 15 minutes with me, I'll send you a Starbucks card so you can buy coffee to drink while we're talking. Or doing something a little more, elaborate, like my duck campaign that I shared last week or 2 weeks ago.
Even more elaborate, an event.
An event, yeah. And you can create those events, come up with a golf event, or I used to do these. I had a geography where there was a lot of accounts in one general area, the Inland Empire. And I would put on these events where it was a really nice steak dinner at a very expensive restaurant. And I would bring in a guest speaker that was an economist and was really well known to any executive in this area, knew this guy and how knowledgeable he was about the economy of of Southern California in general. And he would be the guest speaker along with, I'd bring in, a couple other people, but he would be the keynote and provide him with a nice dinner and this, great speaker and a networking opportunity to meet other CEOs and CFOs. And, that was a great event and we got a really great attendance. And so you're building rapport with these people. They're getting to know other executives and it's building your brand, but also, what we would be able to talk to them about, hey, these things are important. We'd like to help, improve your business in other ways as well and, share some of our solutions, but it typically wasn't a sales presentation. That's another idea. Hosting events, hosting dinners, hosting, speaking engagements.
This whole sales job, all wrong.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think you just made me realize that.
What did you realize? What's the epiphany you just had?
I just full blown
I could see it. Your wheels were spinning. Yeah. I saw a little smoke coming out the ears.
It was. Yeah. Actually, no. The way you just described it was like it was your own brand. And I love that. And the way you just described your relationship with your BDR is like someone working for your brand and the way you would treat an employee.
Yeah.
Which is such a great way to think about it, because if this is your product, not that it's yours, but this is a product you're selling, you're putting your name on almost, then you want to take pride in it. And you want the right people. You can't pick the right people, but you're going to train them to be the person that maybe you'd like them to be.
Yeah.
And so I just think that was such a unique way to say it. Like you curated these dinners to the people that you thought would best fit them, and like a brand. They did. They feel like they're buying into like you.
Yeah.
And as part of the company and the brand.
Yeah.
I just have never thought about like that. Like as a BDR, you just think like sometimes you get in the mindset like these are just accounts and this is a job.
Right.
But I think that's what's special about working in sales is that you can create, like, take pride in it like it's your own.
Yeah, the way that I've always approached it, actually, one of my former managers, Mark Witcher, Mark, he had the philosophy that, hey, yes, we work for this big company. It was when I worked at ADP. We work for this big company, but you have to really imagine it like this is your franchise of ADP, for example. And now you're at
So it
Sweden.
sounds like an
You're the-
MLM, but I know what you're saying.
No, it's your little franchise. And so they're providing you with the products.
Yeah, a good product.
We call it carrying a bag, right? We're carrying a bag. Well, that bag represents all the products that we can offer, right? Most of the time, it's a really great product. It may not be perfect. There may be gaps, there may be this or that, but it is something that that company has invested millions and millions of dollars in, right?
Yeah.
Way more than I could as an individual ever do. So I've got this product or products, a suite of solutions. I've got a customer service that's there to support me once I sell it. There's an implementation team that's there to implement it once I sell it. I've got a BDR to help me get the appointments. I've got my manager there to help me sell it once I get in. I've got, specialists and all these resources at my fingertips, right? So they're giving me these accounts to go focus on. So that's my little franchise. That's my little niche of ADP that I'm responsible for selling to.
It's kind of like owning a share.
Yeah, owning a share, or owning your own business or a franchise, a piece of that business.
Yeah, it's like when people open up Subways or like Canes, and it's like
exactly.
This is
exactly
my brain just totally did it.
Brand, for example, in that scenario is already built. It's already there. They've already spent the millions of dollars. All I have to do is go now sell it to individuals.
I'm not really sure what I was thinking previous, but this has made my wheels turn.
I'm glad. That's what this is all about.
Well, shoot. Break out the whiteboards. Let's get this show on the road. Not that I didn't think it like that prior, but I think it just like it definitely changes it a little bit.
Yeah, and when you start thinking of it that way, you're now building your brand because they already know ADP exists, but now I'm building. Why would you want to buy from Brian Burns? Why would you want to buy from Emma Burns? Why is it that
100%.
They're going to do that?
Buy from someone who fully believes in their brand and what they're selling than someone else who's just doing it for a paycheck.
Yeah, and I'm also a big believer in being honest and forthright with customers. If I have a solution that I truly believe is going to help them, I'm going to share that with them. If I feel like it's not a good fit, I'm going to share that with them as well. And what that does is it builds credibility. And maybe
just kidding.
And maybe we have a solution that will fit part of their need, but not the entire thing. And I'm going to recommend, hey, why don't you call my friend over at this other company? He's going to help you with that part. I'm going to help you with this, and together we're going to provide you the right fit for your company and your needs.
Yeah, no,
I think I said credibility.
I said it last time. Like when I'm calling people, I'm thinking the same way. I'm like, I want to know if we're a good fit for you, but if we're not, let's figure that out as soon as possible so we can go our separate ways.
Yeah, and maybe I can recommend somebody that is a good fit because that's what
we know. A lot of people in the industry. We can help you.
Absolutely.
He's good at staffing. I'm good at selling payroll, timekeeping, and HR.
That's
so
right.
if you need us, we got you.
Give us a call.
No, but someone did. They like, not. I didn't say anything like this. But they weren't a good fit for us because they were looking for someone like you.
Oh, they needed something for their contingent workforce. There you go. Have them call me. I'll help them out. The other thing that I find
I'm not the sales rep.
I've got customers that I had done business with years ago, and sometimes they'll reach out to me and they'll say, hey, I saw that you've moved to this company. What do you guys do? I want to know more about that. And if we can, if it's something that we can use, come and tell me about it. So I built enough of a brand in myself that they're open to hearing, like, why did you make the move to that company? Is it a competitor? Is it a complementary product? Is it something?
Which says a lot about you and the roles you choose.
Yeah, and I typically don't leave one company to go directly to a direct competitor. I believe that it's probably better to go.
That is not true. That is the boldest lie.
No, it's not. It's not.
You worked at ADP
I did, but
Chronos and then Ceridian. Those are all 3 competitors.
They are competitors, but the divisions that I've moved to weren't competing with the customers that I was working with in the past. So I went from like major accounts to an enterprise role, or from an enterprise role to, something different where I wasn't selling into that same territory.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it wasn't violating any non-competes, if you will.
Yeah.
And now I'm working for something that's a complementary, but not competitive.
Track. Like you not.
Yeah.
Stop while you're ahead. So campaign wise, one of my newest campaigns I'm doing for people. Is this on track with what we were talking about?
Yeah, campaigns.
Okay.
Marketing.
Yeah.
We got sidetracked.
We get a little sidetracked.
But it ties in. Like we work with marketing, we work with our BDR, and we develop these campaigns.
This will help you build your brand, which is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I created a little slogan because I'm doing a pie campaign for holiday goods.
Yes.
And I put at the bottom of my emails, I'll list out everything they can get. It's like caramel brulee, like cheesecake and salted caramel pie, like all the flamboyant things. So I put hot and ready pumpkin pie. We'll be waiting for a reply. RSVP to this email. And we'll find a time that's convenient for you.
Say it one more time.
Hot and ready pumpkin pie. We'll be waiting for your reply.
I like that. So it's clever. It's catchy.
Yeah.
Those are always good.
Cookie tins, health food baskets, holiday cards. I always, when I do Goldbelly, add a vegan option or a gluten-free option because, listen.
Sometimes people want.
Sometimes you're lactose intolerant like this girl. So we're trying to accommodate people. Sometimes.
Some people have
allergies
or.
You know a lot about allergies, don't you?
Yes, I've had allergies my whole life. Not food allergies, though. It's different.
No, it's like grass.
Allergic to the world, yeah. Anything outdoors.
Yeah.
That's a separate topic.
Yeah.
Also, you can set up email templates if you're a user of Salesforce.com.
You can do mail merge.
You can do mail merges. You can set up email templates so it's easier to send to multiple people. And it's already set up in there. And what's unique about that is, are you able to see if people opened them when you use Salesforce, or is that a different tool?
Sales engagement. And no, in Salesforce you can too.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of times you can set those up. So
I've learned you reopen the email you sent to them, then it'll say open in Salesforce. Even though you opened it. And I'm like, so I'm like checking, I'm like, oh, they opened it twice.
Every time I check, they seem to open it one more time. Anyway,
I'm grabbing their attention. I'm just reopening their email. It's like opened 5 minutes ago. I'm like, what? We're on at the same time.
Use it wisely.
Don't be dumb.
Yeah. So leverage that. You can also leverage social media.
Which is what
social media.
Media, which is what we try to do.
Cheers. Drinking wine tonight.
Yeah. Why'd you cheers the camera?
Because I slurred my word.
Oh.
I was being funny.
Oh, you know what's funny? What someone did is they accidentally messed up their mail merge and used the last name instead of the first name, and it was for an alcohol event. And so they're like, we got the party started early. Like, we meant to put your first name.
See?
I was like, that's so clever.
Yeah.
You guys are smart.
Good, have fun.
Think about things. It's like smartness from mistakes. Anyways.
Yeah. So you gotta leverage social media. Be present on LinkedIn. Make sure that you're publishing stuff on there.
Make sure you publish stuff that represents you, because there's so much of not you in the email templates and the things you just send out a lot of. On social media, it's kind of a moment for you to represent your personality, what you believe in. I mean, don't get too political with it, but stay true to your brand, stay true to yourself. And we like doing these podcasts because it's fun. It's like father-daughter time. We catch up, but we also talk about something we feel strongly about and something
Yeah.
I've watched you do for a lot of years, and now I'm a part of, so it's a really cool opportunity to kind of do both. So, find your little niche and kind of own it. That's what I would say.
And occasionally publish something about what you do. Like,
Oh yeah, that's one
sometimes
of the first things you taught me to do is like write some articles sometimes. Like,
or even just reshare an article about your company and how you're
Yeah.
helping other companies, because people want to know what you sell and what it is that you're all about. So share it with them. You don't want to be overly salesy all the time on that. You don't want it to be like every twice a day you're
oh, I do
sending out.
one today.
Once a day is fine. But mix in there some other things so people can get to know you and that type of thing too.
I figure that if they see it in front of their eyes every single time they open LinkedIn, one day they'll eventually buy from me.
There you go. Oh, nice.
That's it.
I think that's how we got for today.
Yeah.
That was a good talk.
Yeah. My mindset did a 360. I mean, that was probably one of the best talks we've had. My day tomorrow is going to be changed.
I love it. If I can open up your mind about something,
Let us know if you liked our jingle. And
we'll play it again on our outro. Oh wait, what are we gonna close with?
we won't be playing it on our outro. We're gonna tell you what our favorite thing about Thanksgiving was. Maybe we should say what we're thankful for.
Great idea. You want to start?
I'm thankful to be back home in California and be able to spend Thanksgiving with my family.
I'm thankful that you're back home.
Dude, think of something new.
No, I'm very thankful for my family and my friends. I'm thankful for a special person in my life and my kids, and I'm also thankful for my job, and things are good. I'm thankful for this podcast that we can spend time together and share some insights and things that we're learning along the way.
Yep. And we'll catch you guys.
And I'll play the outro.
Next season.